Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over how to play Excalibur, specifically for beginners and quote-unquote endgame content. This week's video is going to be a little different though, as I'm not only going to show you a build, but also how to play Excalibur. I find just going over the builds not quite enough to tell the true story about the Warframe and its viability. Before we head in though, make sure to like the video and subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 200 subs till end of the year, and that would help out immensely. Thank you very much. Alright, so Excalibur is one of the 3 starter frames as of right now, and is, or rather was, available in 3 flavors: Normal, Prime, and Umbra. The only differences between them is, Prime has slightly better stats and is an early supporter frame only, meaning you won't be able to get Excalibur Prime anymore. Umbra has about the same stats as the primed version, with added damage against sentience and being sentient himself once you go into operator mode. To start off, let's go over the abilities right quick. First off, the passive. Swordsmanship gives Excalibur additive 10% attack speed and damage when wielding swords, dual swords, nikanas, or rapiers. Ability 1, Slash Dash. Pretty much a melee frame signature move. Sadly, this ability is a little broken in the sense that it only works how it's supposed to, sporadically. See, it's supposed to work like this. However, oftentimes, it just does this. Which, in my opinion, isn't a deal breaker, but it's something to consider. Slash Dash is affected by ability strength, combo counter, and your melee mods, with some exceptions like acolyte mods and condition overload. While in Slash Dash you are also health immune, so you literally can't die. Unfortunately though, you are not shield immune, so watch out where you're going when using this. More to this ability later. Ability 2, Radial Blind or Radial Howl. Excalibur blinds fools in line of sight with a flash of light or terrifying howl. In my opinion, this is Excalibur's true power, his hidden gem. Enemies affected by this ability are blinded or stunned, and there are 2 main benefits to using this ability. First benefit, stunned enemies are basically crowd controlled, enabling you to stop incoming damage completely and either set up your next engage or create some room to breathe when things get too wild. The second benefit, enemies are opened up to finishers, basically enabling you to cut through them like wet tissue paper, one by one. I would go over more specifics, but I find that finishers deserve their own video, so keep an eye out for that. Just know that it's extremely useful against single targets that need to be put down fast. The third benefit. Yeah, I said there are 2 main benefits. Bite me. The third benefit is Umbra specific and can be very useful when you're in the void or roaming around anomalies. Sentients and Shadow Stalkers have their resistances removed when affected by Radial Howl. Super useful when you're out and about, strolling through sentient neighborhoods. Ability number 3, Radial Javelin. Excalibur summons up to 12 javelins to pierce his enemies that are in line of sight. The amount of javelins summoned are also not affected by mods, which is kind of sad. As cool as this sounds though, the ability is more like a cheap crowd control than an actual useful ability. In lower levels, you can use it to mob clear. In higher levels, you're better off subsuming it for something actually useful. That's actually it. Nothing more to say here. Ability number 4, Exalted Blade. Now, Exalted Blade is where Excalibur actually gets interesting. Using this ability, Excalibur summons an ethereal blade that releases energy waves upon your enemies. Exalted Blade is affected by ability strength, combo counter, and most melee mods. Since you can mod the weapon itself, you are in for a very powerful treat. Set mods can also be applied if they are used on a sentinel and your normal melee weapon. Do not put these on your Exalted Blade, as they simply won't apply. And since Exalted Blade is in fact a sword, you will gain the extra 10% attack speed and damage from the swordsmanship passive. Now, how do we use Exalted Blade? Good question. Sure, you could just press 4 and spam E like a small-brained monkey.
Monkey.
Or you could explore the synergies it has with Excalibur's other abilities. For example, Synergy 1. While Exalted Blade is active, Slash dash attacks will not only physically hurt the enemy, but also emit energy waves in the attack direction, making it lethal, especially in close corners. Synergy 2. With Exalted Blade active and enemies stunned, you will deal 3200% of your modified damage as true damage when performing a finisher, ignoring all resistances, etc. Basically, making you one-shot pretty much everything. Yeah. Synergy number 3. While sliding and attacking with Exalted Blade, you will release a half as effective Radial Howl or Radial Blind, with a smaller radius and less duration. But in close quarters, this can really save your ass. Alright, those are the basics. Now, who wants some augments? Surging Dash. Each enemy hit by slash dash increases your combo counter by 4. Since both slash dash and Exalted Blade are affected by the combo counter, this might prove useful when you don't run the Nerman focus school. Radial Finish. Blinded enemies take 300% more finisher damage. Could be useful if finishers wouldn't already be completely overpowered. This mod feels a little bit outdated and could use a touch-up. Furious Javelin. Each enemy hit will increase Excal's melee damage by 10% for 16 seconds. Again, not really useful and just a waste of a mod spot in my opinion. Chromatic Blade, the go-to augment for all. The damage type changes depending on the emissive color you choose. It also increases your status chance by 300% and changes your damage from physical to a primary elemental damage, meaning fire, toxin, cold, or electric. Extremely useful in basically all situations, since you can combine elements like Viro and Heat without using an extra mod slot for the Heat elemental. Now on to the actual builds. I'll go over them quickly as I'd rather concentrate on how to actually play Excalibur. Build number 1 focuses solely on range and survivability, hence why we have Rolling Guard in there, should you ever need to escape. Blind your enemies, then kill them, pretty much as easy as it gets. Build number 2 is your standard cookie cutter mid-level Excalibur. Slightly tanky, slightly strong, just a well-versed all-around casual build. Build number 3, Umbra specific. This build allows you to always keep your Exalted Blade up and deal some massive damage with it. Build number 4, a combination of range and strength to provide for the, let's say, optimal experience, while still keeping some quality of life intact. We don't get to do Excalibur builds without a Chromatic Blade build, so here are my 4 favorites. Number 1, standard corrosive build, combined with a fire emissive and extremely powerful. Number 2, the Umbra variation, a little more powerful and a lot more effective. Number 3, same thing but in Viro. Again, extremely powerful, especially on higher level content. Also, again in combination with a fire emissive. Number 4, my favorite, Pure Electric. Make sure you have an electric emissive color on. This one deals incredible amounts of damage and scales wonderfully. Like the Proboscis Cernos secret build, link above, an absolute powerhouse. This build also allows for some quick CC when larger groups enter the arena, which is quite useful. On to the verdict. In my opinion, Excalibur is best played on the 4th configuration. A healthy amount of tankiness, range, and power strength. Being able to utilize single abilities to their fullest potential is nice, however being able to use all of them, except Radial Javelin, fuck that ability, is where Excal's strength really lies. Engage with slash dash, blind your enemies, and then cut them down or finish them off with a true damage attack. Now, I think that's it. That should be all you need to know about Excalibur. These kind of videos do take some amount of research, testing, etc. So if you liked it, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more of these. As I've said previously, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers before the end of the year, so every single one of you legends count. Stay healthy, stay safe, swag out. Later.